Reacting is giving away your power. In today's story, you will discover how those who master their emotions achieve more, live better, and find the peace everyone is searching for. Now, our story is about to begin. In the small village of Valença lived Camila, a 23-year-old young woman. Since she was a child, she had learned to react to everything. She thought she needed to defend herself from the world, to show strength all the time. She never let anything pass. A crossed word, a dirty look, a light criticism, everything was a reason to fight back. In her eyes, those who didn't react were weak. And Camila hated the idea of seeming weak. So every time something bothered her, she made sure to answer louder, faster, harsher. It was as if she lived in a constant state of alert, ready to attack at the slightest sign of threat. On the outside, she seemed strong, but inside, Camila barely noticed the weight she was carrying. Each impulsive reaction created invisible cracks, broken friendships, strained family relationships, opportunities that disappeared without explanation. At work, she was seen as someone difficult. In relationships, as someone explosive. In her personal life, the feeling was always the same, that everything was falling apart, and the problem was always others, never her. But the truth was that without realizing it, Camila was trapped in a silent cycle of self-sabotage. Reacting was the perfect trap. It looked like strength, but it was what weakened her the most. One day, an opportunity appeared, one of those that seemed tailor-made for our dreams. A large company opened a position at a branch in a coastal city, a place surrounded by the sea, the sun, and the breeze. Camila had always loved. Since she was little, her biggest dream was to live near the beach. When she saw the job ad, she felt it was the chance she had been waiting for. A stable job, in a field she liked, and the possibility of building a new life by the sea. For the first time in a long time, Camila felt true hope. She prepared for the interview like never before, studied the company, practiced her answers, chose the best outfit she had. Inside, she carried the certainty that this was her opportunity to change everything. But when the interview came, the old pattern spoke louder. Faced with difficult questions and an interviewer who seemed determined to provoke her, Camila couldn't hold back. She got irritated, defended herself, spoke more than she should have. She reacted, just like always, and in just a few minutes, she lost the opportunity that could have changed her entire life. She left the room feeling a mixture of anger, shame, and deep sadness. Little did she know that losing that job would be the necessary shock to awaken a silent power capable of changing everything in her life. Camila left the interview with tears in her eyes. She walked through the streets as if the world had collapsed over her. Her chest tightened, ached, burned. In her mind, the same phrase kept repeating, "I never get anything right." She felt like the most defeated person in the world. She thought about the jobs she had lost, the friends who had drifted away, the relationships that had ended in fights. It was as if everything she touched crumbled, and at that moment, the pain was so great that it seemed there was no way out. When she arrived home, her face still wet with tears, Camila had a surprise. Sitting calmly on the porch, as always, was her paternal grandfather, a man she loved deeply but saw only once or twice a year. He lived far away and never showed up without warning. But that day, as if sent by destiny, he was there, exactly when Camila needed him most. When she saw him, she couldn't hold back. She ran to him, hugged him tightly, and broke down in tears. She cried like a lost child, something her parents had never seen before. They looked at each other, confused. Camila had always been so strong, so closed off, so harsh. They tried to approach, but her grandfather made a calm gesture with his hand, asking them to leave it to him. Without saying anything, he led her to her room. Camila started to speak. "I just lost the opportunity for a job that was my dream, Grandpa," she said, her voice trembling. "Living by the beach, working in the field I always wanted. I know maybe I was wrong, but that man provoked me on purpose, and I couldn't handle it. I reacted, got upset, and ruined everything." When Camilla finished, he spoke in a low voice. "You know, Camilla, looking at you now, I see a lot of myself. I also thought I had to react to everything. I thought that if I didn't answer immediately, if I didn't show strength, I would be crushed. And for a long time, I lived believing that until life showed me in the hardest way." He paused for a long moment. "I was 17 years old. It was a Tuesday. In the morning, my father asked me to help him wash the backyard that afternoon. At that moment, I already got irritated. Tuesday was my football practice day, and for me, that meant everything. I was rude. You know, I practice every Tuesday. I said he didn't understand anything about my life, that he just wanted to get in my way, that I couldn't stand it anymore. I slammed the door, full of anger. And that same morning, while I was at school, my father had a heart attack, and he died. No goodbye, no hug, no chance to fix it." He continued, "Camilla, not reacting is not about staying silent out of fear, and it's not about accepting everything either. Not reacting is knowing where your energy deserves to be placed. Those who react to the first impulse hand their lives over to others. They live as prisoners of what they feel, of what they hear, of what provokes them. Those who master their emotions are not weak. They are free. They are the ones who look at what tries to provoke them, breathe deeply, and choose peace. And do you know why? Because peace is true strength. Peace brings clarity to decide, wisdom to act, and strength to build. While anger blinds, peace shows paths. While impulse destroys and calm opens doors. The reactive person lives in constant war, with the world, with others, with themselves. The person who masters their emotions lives in peace, attracts respect, attracts opportunities, attracts everything that the rush to react makes others lose. He leaned a little closer to her, as if sharing a secret that could change lives. Those who master their emotions unlock the power to live in peace with themselves and to conquer everything they dream of. The grandfather squeezed Camilla's hand and, with a serene smile, said, "After my father was gone, I changed. I realized what really mattered and stopped wasting my energy trying to always have the last word. I let go of my ego and started focusing my strength on what was truly worth it. My relationship with my mother changed. My friends noticed the difference. I became a much better person. Unfortunately, my father never got to know this new version of me, but I know he would have been proud." 6 months passed, and Camilla had also become a new person. She learned that true power wasn't in reacting, but in choosing what deserved her attention. Her peace became her most valuable asset. Her relationships grew stronger, new doors opened, and most importantly, she learned to live lightly, knowing that mastering her emotions was the greatest victory she could ever achieve. From today on, before you react, ask yourself, if I react now, what will I lose? And if I control myself, what can I gain? Sometimes winning is simply choosing not to lose yourself. If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here, you will always find stories that warm your soul and awaken truths that were asleep inside you. See you in the next video.